Hello, Sarah. This is part 2 of my 4 axioms of running life. And though this one admittedly isn't as philosophical as my last one was, which might have been a little too in-depth, sorry for that, it is very important. So without further ado, part 2 is nutrition. And I'm sure your coaches or anyone has gone over with you. I am also sure that Sonia is very happy that I am going over this with you as you continue your running journey. The importance of this section seemed very easy to me in high school. I had a relatively restricted diet just to ensure that I didn't eat candy or cake or anything bad that would hinder my performance. You know, the stuff that people said were taboo. I didn't want to risk losing what I had gained in practice through food, which admittedly is very, very important. In addition, I must say that you have to watch out to not eat enough. You have the two extremes. One extreme is something I dealt with very difficultly, and it's the reason I didn't do very well my freshman year of college in terms of running. That being said, last section was more based on running and life and how you can use those philosophies. This section, this chapter, is more based on really just high performance athletics, like running, because it is important to properly fuel the body in order to do what you want it to, perform great things. So last year is when I really started to have trouble with this. I didn't eat enough, really restricted down to way too little of calorie intake, and in turn wasn't able to output what I wanted to. That is the primary reason I'm doing this, because it's something that I did very poorly in the beginning of my collegiate career, and I think it's important that you don't have these troubles. So it's just a preventative video, really. But hopefully the information does serve you well. That being said, the idea of nutrition is that you'll be helping your body off the field to do what you need to do on the field. I know it's all very basic, but I think it's important to understand the redundancy of it and to learn from the knowledge that you gain. I think it boils down to macronutrient intake, or the 6 essential nutrients: water, vitamins, minerals, carbs, proteins, fats. There you go. You have to intake these things in higher quantities as you increase mileage. You're becoming more serious, and I think it's important that you understand how important intake is for output. You are becoming more and more you're becoming a more developed runner, and through that you have more you have a higher desire to do more difficult things, to reach higher goals, and to do so you have to be fueled properly. So that's why this is important. You have to have a perfect balance of protein to aid in recovery and fuel the body in a more kind of infrastructure kind of way. Carbs will fuel the body in terms of energy. Fats fuel the body in terms of stored energy. But they also add unnecessary weight. So you have to find a good mixture of those 3 primary macronutrients for runners. I found that minerals and vitamins are less important for men than they are for women, because women, you have various there's a slight difference in biology causing a difference in burned nutrient output. So you have to intake more of those, and it's important to understand which ones those are. For me, I was very iron deficient, so I had to intake vitamins in order to compensate for my lack of iron, and that was as a result of too much dieting. So the beauty of running is that you can really get away with eating a lot because you run a lot, you do a lot, you are active all the time, and fueling the body allows you to continue to do that. And it doesn't necessarily all have to be good. Your mother's a great cook. You will get the food, and you'll get a good balance, and your body will get used in a form of stasis, and that will allow you to do what you want to do on the track or on the cross-country course. These are things that I've been understanding more recently in college. Something that came very easy to me in high school because everything was so routine. I had the same schedule pretty much every day. And, my family was very good at cooking, very good at supplying food. So I was always prepared nutritionally. And it's important to understand those things. Why they are important to do. How, sometimes not eating the candy bar, but eating a protein bar, or eating a small fruit snack, or something just basic enough to get you to the next meal, but in order to fuel the body. Small portions that cover all basic macronutrients will allow you the proper intake to give you the proper, or allow you the proper input to give you the proper output. And that's what's important. I'm basically telling you, don't restrict your diet. Eat what you want to eat. Sometimes it's fine to have a cookie or something. Don't feel that you have to do these things because you don't have to worry about that stuff until you were a professional athlete, until every calorie counts. Now it should be fun to, be able to indulge after a race because you performed well or did something you weren't expecting. That's part of it all. But definitely understand that it comes with the territory to have nutrition knowledge. The class I took in college definitely helped me with that. No professional by any means. I'm just passing along simple. This is a huge science field, and I'm just passing along simple things I've learned through running to help you during your time as an athlete. However long that could be. That could be a very long time. You got great potential. So I just want to ensure that you aren't hindered not by your lack of perseverance, or not that you're working too little on the track, because I'm sure you're working very hard, but sometimes this category is overlooked, and I think it's important enough to cover it in our sessions, in these sessions that I'm communicating to you. My coach, this isn't something from my coach that I was under in high school. This is something that I think was more important. He knew I was an understanding of these facts, and he knew I would have it covered. I talked recently to a runner, Jason Menzies of Lafayette, who trains under my old coach, and he was thinking about becoming a vegetarian or perhaps a vegan. And a lot of these fad diets have been popping up, and it's definitely possible, but everything must be covered. All primary macronutrients must be covered. Fats are important. Healthy fats you can gain from vegan sources like nuts or almonds, all of them are important. And I just think I think your sister would agree with me that it is important enough to emphasize that you can enjoy it, indulge when you want to, because your output. So those are just some of the things I've learned in a broad spectrum that I'm sure you'll find on the internet of what helps you the most. And I'll leave those up to you and to what you and your family decide to eat or do, because that's all part of the experience. Your family being an integral subject of the experience. So I hope you didn't waste your time tonight, and I hope it does help you, because this knowledge certainly helped me. One of the, I guess, sayings that helped me so much in college was that you are a Ferrari and you must intake the proper fuel to perform at such a high level. So, not intaking enough, you'll die out. So that's what I've learned in terms of nutrition. And the third part will be coming to you tomorrow. And I hope you use this knowledge wisely, and I hope you enjoy it. So we're steadily approaching your birthday, and I hope it's a good one.